Alright, so right as I promised to you all guys, today I will deliver a multiplayer test of the most recent Raesr Syndicate card, the Raesr Tartarus, which of course it's a 3 stars since I am definitely not in the mood to start up this card for the reasons that you all are about to see during today's races, so with nothing else to add, let's jump straight on topic. Okay, so as you might have appreciated by now, I will be doing these races from my iPad, and despite I'm fully aware of the graphics difference when compared to my computer, the truth is that after recording for a few minutes, the game starts to lag on my computer if you play on Windows, and I honestly don't want to give you guys clips with lags or stutters, since this is something that only happens on Asphalt Legends Unite and none of my other games are affected by this issue. I have decided to just move into the iPad where at least the gameplay is a bit more fluid. One way or another, I have got these laps which I legit thought that would be far worse in terms of the final position in each one of them, because as I'm about to explain, the Tartarus is not as terrible as it feels on a track like Chicago, but it's definitely not a good car to race with. So after seeing this, let's begin with how this Tartarus feels while you drive it. I'm well aware that at 3 stars there is a difference compared to the full gold performance, despite in this case it's not that big, but I do really think that Gameloft should decide if to either make this car truly floaty or just fix the drift speed it has, because it feels like a car that wants to float but loses all the speed right as you begin taking a corner, which is directly the opposite of a floaty car would do. The latter would at least keep a decent top speed while taking the corner, while this Tartarus just doesn't. Before taking a corner, you are outpacing your rivals by going at 500 km per hour, and right after taking a corner, you are well below 300 km per hour, being knocked down by a Pininfarina Batista. And well, this is not something a car as expensive as this Tartarus should do. Then we have the acceleration, and here I have to admit that you can feel how fast this Tartarus accelerates right at the beginning of a race, immediately taking over all the other rivals right at the race begins. However, this is only you reach 300-400 km per hour with this car, meaning that it will take you a while to normally accelerate up to the final top speed of this Tartarus. And well, if you lose the top speed that easily on corners, acceleration can help you a bit, but definitely can't save you when facing better and most importantly floatier cars. I'm not fully sure if the 89 acceleration points value is correctly translated to the track performance, yet I can certainly see that the Tartarus has a strong head start acceleration, but that's about it, since as you will see, acceleration does little effort to help you get back all the top speed you lose after taking corners with this car. Oh, and now that we are talking about acceleration, many people already told me something which was quite obvious. This Tartarus acceleration on air is completely useless. This car low-key accelerates at a value of 65 to 70 points while you are on the air, and in case you get a somewhat decent speed while you are in the air, you will likely lose it completely once you land back on the track, just like the Devil 16 felt when it was released for the first time ever. This Tartarus is just like that first Devil, but significantly worse, since the Devil 16 was super floaty at the beginning, while the Tartarus can't take corners without losing a nonsensical amount of top speed, and as the cherry on top, you can't get your speed back by taking ramps, since the acceleration on air is absolutely horrible. What a wonderful car, really. Totally worth the money spent though. But it's alright, you know, let's move into the handling stage. This car handling isn't something great, that was obvious as we could see on these stats, but there is something else I could appreciate while I was driving this car around. The Tartarus likes to climb walls, just like the Bugatti LBN, the Bugatti Chiron, or the king of wall climbing inside of this game, the Asphalt Owl. So yeah, as if it wasn't enough with the fact that this car loses speed, accelerates terribly poorly on air and doesn't have the best handling, now you have to take care with the walls because the Tartarus likes to go out of the track or straight up die if you get close to one. I have seen people defending this car and honestly I can't even understand why. If the brand has some kind of history behind, I could even understand it, but come on guys, this car makes no sense in the worst meaning of the word. Like, how are you supposed to keep your top speed if you lose a ton of speed in corners and you can't wall ride either? By using shockwave and nitro? Well, let's talk about the nitro then. Like most of the top speed oriented cars within this game, with a value of roughly 30 points once you gold the nitro, this Tartarus doesn't have an everlasting nitro, let's get real. this card Nitro is really bad. You could argue that it's because of the top speed, and you will be right in a way. The problem is that it's extremely tricky to keep this Tartarus speed due to all the weak points this card has, and which I already described beforehand. But you know, being completely honest, after all the weaknesses I have mentioned this card has, we all can agree that a weak Nitro efficiency is not the worst of them all. At the end of the day, and just like I said before, there are plenty of great cards within this game that don't have a great Nitro efficiency. The problem is that the Tartarus is not a great card, that's it. In a way, all what I said, it's great for a huge percentage of the player. They won't have to feel the need of investing in the Drive Syndicate if the final card is as bad as this Tartarus is. Also, the Tartarus is not a card that will be required on a special event given the king status it has in terms of rank, so you won't lose the chance to obtain cards by not owning this Tartarus. However, if you want to own it just to increase your collection or just for other purposes, as I did by uploading those races so you all can see how good or bad this card is, the thing is that it feels wrong to spend on something as useless as this Tartarus is. Obviously, it's safe to say that Gameloft will improve it at some point in the future, because as for now, it has a performance comparable to some A-class cards even. The reality, however, is that nobody knows when will Gameloft adjust this card and how they will improve it. Despite of all the downsides this card has, it's not completely useless, because as you can see, I have 1 rating in most of the races I have shown in this video. However, you need to keep in mind 2 things. It's live stream multiplayer, and also this card rivals stand no chance in terms of top speed, so I'm quite sure that on classic multiplayer the story will be quite different. However, I'm not saying that I will be testing this card on classic multiplayer, since I like my mental health. Yes, those little remnants of mental health I have after playing this game through all these years. So yeah, for now this is the test I will be making, but that's about it. You all are free to let me know your thoughts about this card on the comment section below this video, but I want to let you know something. I have seen people with this card at better stats than I have right now, and every single person who tried this Tartarus on multiplayer agreed that it's just way too bad as for now. So now, don't tell me it can be saved with the performance it has right now, because I will just refuse to acknowledge it, since it's not the case. So that's about it, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop your likes, subscribe, and I will see you really soon, as usual, with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye, guys.
All the way to bottom of the map, but seen it all. It can all so we don't get attached to the current spins, no flurries. The rhythm won't worry if you fall behind. I'll be home until you hurry.